What is going on, family? I am very excited to get into a request from our good friend Pixie today, and she has got us checking out Raye, Zaragoza. I'm probably have said that wrong, so please, I'm the worst YouTuber on the planet, so please don't kill me. The song is called American Dream. This is a new artist for me, so I am ready to and excited to check it out. So let's go ahead and do that.
I've been thinking about the news. Daddy leaves it on all day through. I've been thinking about the wars, and to be honest, I can't take it anymore. I hear you every day, the awful words you say, but hate can't be the face of the American dream.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very, very powerful message, like really off the bat already. Immediately, like, this song took me to a place in my mind. Like, immediately. And I feel like that there's like a lot of power when you're able to kind of do that, when you've said a lyric that I've heard a million times before, but it just puts you in that state of mind, and it sends you to somewhere, like, immediately. And when she said about, like, Daddy keeps the news on all day, that was like the exact moment and the exact place of like where I went to, where I thought about the, like, growing up, like, and going to see my grandfather and how he kept the news on, like, all the time. I used to fall asleep to it all the time. And so it was like the place it took me into my mind immediately was like the very next thing that she said. And I feel like she's going to probably say a little bit more when it comes to, like, the hate cannot be the American dream. So I'm going to go ahead and save my thoughts on that for right now and see what else that she has to say.
I've been thinking about my life and how one day I want to be a mother and a wife. I've been scared of that thought too. In a world of struggle, what are we gonna do? I hear you every day saying it's gonna be okay, but hate can't be the face of the American dream. And I know we've got a long way to go, but I've got to believe that change is a choice, and it can start with me.
That's a very beautiful line right there, too. Overall, her voice just sounds amazing. I think that this song is just very moving, and period. She has the button on her jacket that says that that says Native. I didn't want to assume what her background was, but with the overall subject matter and the fact that she has that on her jacket, I'm gonna, for the sake of this video, assume that she is a Native American or a member of one of the indigenous people from the United States. I'm not really necessarily sure the proper way to really even say that anymore. So I'm trying to say it as respectfully as possible. And it's one of those things that I feel like this is like a very difficult subject for somebody, especially like myself, to kind of even like breach the subject matter of kind of what those particular groups of people in our country have gone through. And so when I hear the messaging of like, you know, I hear you say that everything's going to get better and everything's going to be okay, but you're still watching the world turn and turn and turn, and more or less never really everything is really getting anything better for you or the people around you. And I think a lot about the hate can't be the face of the American way. We disguise a lot of things, I think, sometimes as patriotism. That we just love our country so much, that's why we believe on some of the, stand and die on some of the principles that we stand on. But it's just really difficult for me to I guess, get behind ideologies and principles and things that these people die on hills that hurt other people. And it's about more or less about your group of people getting something more than the next group of people. When I think at the end of the day, we're all citizens of this country and we're all citizens of this planet. And we naturally divide ourselves enough already. And like she said, it has to start with somebody just like her. It has to start with just one person. And it has to have, there's got to be a lot of people that believe that. And when you have a lot of people that believe that, it can start with just somebody like yourself. And then you find another person that helps you on that journey. And then they find another person. And that's how change happens. It doesn't happen overnight. It like she said in the song, it takes time. And sometimes it seems like it's going to take forever. And it might not even happen in your lifetime. I think that's another thing that we as people forget about, is we're so busy trying to focus on what could benefit us today versus what's going to affect us tomorrow, and what's going to affect our kids and what their kids is going to feel like. You know what I mean? Like, I think about that all the time when I see all these new housing developments go up all over our country, and not a single one of them is ever for like a lower income family. Whatever happened to like the affordable housing for people who just had, like, you know, a kid or two? The only houses that I see being built now are like mega mansions, houses big enough with 5 and 6 bedrooms, pushing millions of dollars for a house. But now all the single family living is just an apartment on top of another apartment on top of another apartment, jammed next to another apartment. And their kids are going to grow up in another apartment, jammed to another apartment, and never have their own yard. Never know what that feels like. Change has got to come somewhere. And I don't think that hate is necessarily the right face for that. Just like she said, there's a lot of hate in the world. And I think right now a lot of people are a little concerned about that. But everything is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. And we're going to make it through it.
And I've been thinking about our mother and how they took her away from her people, put her in a boarding school, away from her brother, sister, and culture. I can hear her every night. saying we've gotta make this right, 'cause hate can't be the face of the American dream. And I know we've got a long way to go, but I've got to believe that change is a choice and it can start with me. And change is a choice and it can start with me. And change is a choice and it can start with you.
Right there at the end, she told you the same thing that we just talked about a little bit earlier in the video, where, you know, change is a choice and it can start with me. Change is a choice and it can start with you. Just because you can see so much of that hate in the world doesn't mean that you have to be a part of it. And I feel like that's the tougher thing to do. The tougher thing is to go against the hate and to actually love. Because trust me, there's a lot of people out there that they hate well enough on their own, and it's a lot easier to join in on that than it is to actually try to look at yourself and try to give love and spread love and compassion versus spreading hate and anger. Because it definitely is not going to make you feel any better. It really is not going to make you feel any better. But giving somebody a little bit of love and compassion who maybe doesn't even deserve it can make you feel a lot better. Just remember that. That's all I got for this one, guys. Thank you, Pixie, for the request. Be kind to a stranger today. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room.